But that's right. Yeah, I'd be doing most. But there's you see, I want to do everything myself, but it feels really good when you can play like with somebody else. You get your girlfriend to sing, you could practice your harmony with her. She plays bass. If the drummer feels left out, let him be a well stocked. It depends on how much money we have as a unit, but if he's a drummer worth a damn, he might have some congas, some and maybe if you select the right drummer, he's got a pair of tablas, or he'll get one, or maybe I'll buy him some for his birthday. That's how bands should be, you know. Yeah, let him play. But that's yeah. Tim used to do that every year, and I don't know why. Every time he was around me on my birthday, he would do that. He would he would just throw some kind of fit on purpose. That was humiliating. You fucking guys, I'm so fucking sick of you. Every fucking you and your fucking drinking. And he storms off the stage, and everybody and Nick throws his hands down, puts his hands out like what? That was humiliating. And so I was left all night. At the end, it was so weird because I'm in the club and the show's over before 10:30. I would have straightened out. It was an accident. And then you're sitting there with all your presents, and everybody saw that. The other bands are gloating and loving it. It's like, dude, this was not a Royal Command performance or something where you would blow your stack like that and scream at us, yelling at fucking Nick, you and your fucking coke, him and his fucking drinking, fuck this shit. Grabbing his drums, getting off the stage. I'm like, oh my God, the house lights are still on. Sound guy's like, what? Yeah, dude, it was humiliating. And you have to linger after the show. And like I said, it's early, and you have to find an alternate ride home. Nowadays, that'd be grounds for a. I'd be like, well, you need to get some fucking mental help. I'll go out there like fucking Iggy Pop. I'll go out there like fucking. I'll go out there like Jim Morrison and do what I please, and you'll be happy as fuck to be here. You know, you don't throw no fit like that at a little club. Just enjoy it. Showing off and shit for the other bands, trying to, because he's always maneuvering like that, trying to get into other bands. Yeah, but Crop is that kind of drummer. If you go and his snare breaks, he'll immediately fashion a new one and start. He'll be able to play like that. At the practice room though, we have a cat there. That we found on the street or something, or maybe we just went and deliberately got one. It's the band cat. Me and the other guy, whatever the band is, for making records. It's the studio cat. You know, I'll probably bring Salem down there, and then you got to get Salem accustomed to the drums. You start out slow. That's what I did with Callie. You start out real soft until he gets older and he's just sleeping by the kick drum while you're playing it. Until he's chilling, used to it. You have all your liquors there. You have your Cavazier. You have your Chivas Regal. You have your not even like we drink like that, but it's only a one-time investment. You have your Tennessee whiskey. You have your Sour Mass whiskey. You have your Scotch. You have your rums. You have your dark rum. And you make a nice little retro sidebar. One of those ones from the 60s, that you have. And you could, like me and Nick used to have those in our house. It's about 5 foot long and it's about like 4 foot high. And and you usually find them in people's basements. That's what we'll have. We'll have a little bar behind there. You can go and get a drink. You got the cat there. But yeah, and I want to take photos of my girlfriend too. Because if I have a girl in the bed, I'm gonna exploit her a little bit because she's fucking hot. Take pictures, black and white, tri-X, film of her with some Jerry only makeup in a little tiny bikini, string bikini, fucking bottoms, a half shirt on, playing her bass. I would give her a Hofner. I'd give her a Hofner and a Mustang. And clicky bass. I mean, I don't know what that means. That's up to you. I'll be doing her sound now. I'll get her, like I said, I'll get her a 4x10 cabinet. It'll be the, it'll be for us a 4x10 cabinet with a 15-inch woofer. I'll give her like a mild compressor, and every time she hits that string, even with a gentle little delicate female wrist, it's just boom, 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 and the shit's rattling. I'll do her sound. Dada, do my sound from the corner and fix the head. Okay. That's how I used to do it with the guys in my band. Step aside. I'd go over to their amp and dial in the sound I wanted. That's what you're gonna sound like. You play bass the way you like. I'll play the way I like. Do you feel guilty for having clicky bass or something? Well, it's on you. I never said you did. Put some bottom in that motherfucker. When you get in the studio, it's difficult. That's your problem though. The P bass is nice. It's nice for some things, but it's hard on a little girl. You know. No, but I would like to have a band that goes out from time to time and do a proverbial. The only word that comes to mind is like lounge, but that's not what that means. Lounge means that don't exist anymore. Like around here, like Ginger's 1010 and the Den and all those old places that used to be around V's Paddock Bar and fucking horse racing places. The Chinese food place I used to play at with my father. But you're not really a lounge. That's like guys coming out trying to do back in the day in the 80s doing like Neil Diamond or something. But I mean, but yeah, it makes you think of lounge because it's like keyboards and it's like it goes from like basic doors all the way up to the remains. And it is shit you would do in a lounge. It's very personal. The people want to talk to you in the front row. Hi, hi, sweetheart. You know, but it's not. It's chill music. It's burnout music. Music for burnouts. You'd love seeing that out live. Somebody else liked that idea I had. You'd love seeing that live. I'd like to do that when I wanna sing, because some days I want to sing. I know I told you before, but I'm finally getting some. I think it's on Amazon. You can get like between like an ounce and a quarter pound of raw patchouli leaves, just dried patchouli leaf, and you burn that shit in the studio. You get a little cauldron. You don't even need it. I'll use like a coffee can, and you put out little charcoal discs on it, and then you put on top of it raw patchouli leaf, and you burn that for like all afternoon in your practice place. It smells so good. You're like, what is that? That's a complex scent. That's almost like, what is that? That's incense? You're like, yeah, this is some real incense. And just, and then I'm telling you, in my fantasy with the keyboard player, we're constantly trying to get different grades of cheap grades of illegal pharmaceutical in pill form, ecstasy, LSD, mescaline, and that's what we do. You going to practice tonight? Hell yeah, I'm going to practice tonight. We're tripping on mescaline. We're gonna sit around. Fuck yeah. Not like the old days where, oh shit, I gotta go to practice, girl. No, Dada, please. You don't have to go there. You do everything. Why do you gotta practice the song you already wrote and recorded for them? I don't know. I gotta go though. I don't want to go. You know. Instead, you'd be hell bent on going, even if nothing transpires. But at our level of musical proficiency, something's gonna happen. I want to try to get some hash. I want somebody to scrape kith and make hash for me. It's got to be out there, or just smoke cosmic grade weed. And that's how I would live too. Instead of having a stove in that place, you just bring your hot plate. Yeah, it would be. No, my practice rooms are always. You're in there with just 2 or 3 or 4 other people. Of course, it's gonna be clean. I never played in no pigsty of practice room. I don't know what this guy's trying to tell me. I never did that. My stomach's blowing the fuck out today. Sick as fuck. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm hot. I'm cold all night long out there. And I need to go get a fucking Gillette razor. And what about a gay fucking? Yeah, you gay people are definitely welcome in the band. I don't know what that means, but yeah, sometimes I walk in on the other guy with his boyfriend. I don't care. Oh my god, I'm sorry. No, don't be ashamed, dude. Do what you gotta do. Go in there. What's the matter? That's how you should do it, though. When if you are a band leader and you have most of the responsibility and you come to my place, yeah, you like seduce people with you have everything you need here. You know, we have the band cat. The mascot is the cat head. You know, the Salem head maybe this time, or the Cali head screaming. Yeah, just like I used to do with my cat. It seems cruel, but they do get used to the drums. You just gotta break them in. You know, you gently introduce it to them, and they love it. They strut around all night. They sleep in the practice room. You have everything you fucking need in there. I mean, I don't even work. I live off a government check, and I could do my end for that. Imagine if I had a little bit more money. That's what I would be doing. I want no whack ass practice room, some sterile, surgical, institutionalized fucking play with one bare bulb burning. Oh, this fucking blows, dude. Yeah, it does. Putting out cigarettes on the floor. I want to have those tall ashtrays right by each of us. You know, like those EMI Abbey Road. I used to have them at my house too. Those big ashtrays. Walk over, pour yourself a scotch and soda. If we have the fucking kegerator, we might as well have soda on tap too. That's when you get serious. I would do that. Why not? If I was, let me put it this way: if I was rich, that's what I would do. All those rich bands out there have no excuse, and you can have a Dewar's and Coke, you can have a rum and Coke, and it's like, oh god, some low grade acid that was made for you. Let's start playing. Hit record on that. Maybe have, and if you're that, let's just keep thinking. You could do this on a poor level too. I mean, I would like to have a guy that knows knows as much as I know. 16 microphones on hand for the drums. You won't even use all those. But right into the computer, or right if you can get a digital tape deck. I have one out there. I used to have 16 microphones in a case, and you just constantly leave it set up, and you just record a whole session like that. I mean, so many bands when you're young. Aren't you? I mean, haven't you done that enough in your life where you're playing in a basement with lime encrusted walls and water, like my basement looks, with water pouring down and mud everywhere. I don't want to. I'm not coming down here. I'm not playing down here. There's fucking tarantulas and there's mud everywhere and fucking mushrooms growing. I'm a grown man. I want to play in absolute luxury. You know, I want to sit back and maybe if you can get. Imagine if you just had a little money, or one of your members is throwing away his refrigerator, and it makes crushed ice. Not that you have to have crushed ice, but stop at nothing. Shoot for the absolute top. And you have a refrigerator there, or at least get an ice pick and bags of ice from the store. Bring a bag of ice, and then you could chip ice and make your rum and cokes, and you just sit back, smoke the hookah with your friend, drinking rum and cokes with you know, you know, and we're gonna start off playing ragas. She's gonna love the bass. It's just a couple notes, and it's gonna be big, boomy little girl bass. Oh, I really want to fuck you now. And just do photo shoots around her. You look so hot with that fucking guitar. I love you. Wow, rock and roll. Hell yeah. I mean, you could do it on any level. You could do it on a ghetto budget. By the time you get to be in your 20s, you could do it. If you're a rich man out there somewhere, you can do this for your band on a big scale. But by that time, it's a business, and you don't give a fuck about pleasing your partners. You're like, you could suck my dick. You just be here, when I need you to fulfill your obligations, and then disappear with your fucking wife. That's probably how the bands these days operate. My fucking wife hates your wife. I fucking hate you. I grew up with you and I wish I never met you in some ways. I often fantasize about what it was like if I didn't become famous and I never met you. And I could be a happy little poet, fucking doing my own thing. I could have made it without you, by that time. But it's true. I mean, even my bass player used to say this about the drummer. He was like a pimp. He would buy really great equipment. Like all I cared about back then and still do is like a Mellotron or samplers. He buys a Korg Trinity, but nobody can fucking touch it. And it's just the ultimate temptation. It's like being in the Garden of Eden and the serpent spiraling around the fucking quince tree and being like, "Yo, dude, go ahead, turn it on, crack the power on, drop some fucking tracks with this. This is state of the art, dude. It's 1999 and this is state of the art. This thing samples. Bring a floppy disk, load me with samples. Can't turn it on. Drummer doesn't want you to touch it. Wants to, just like his brother said, wants to fucking control you. You know? Oh, you guys are having a recording session without me today. Actually, I'm sorry, guys. I had to take my cymbals. I had another gig. Aaron, you can record the latest demo with a splash cymbal. I need a ride. I need hi hats. I'm doing this for you anyway. Yeah, well, you've been playing my drums a lot too much lately. I want to ask him about that someday. Be like, why did you do that? I thought you did that when I was a kid, and you always did that. You always, but he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy. But I recently remembered that I would never do that. Don't you want to help your bandmate out? You know, I remember seeing Pantera and watching Dimebag Darrell puke on the side of the stage into a bucket, and thinking, "Wow, um, I don't know. I don't know if that's cool." But the cool thing about it is he kept playing, and you think about it, yeah, it's a business. You got to fulfill the contract. You got to go out there. You know, if your ass is blown out, you're expected to do the gig. Uh huh. Left me and Nick there in the spotlight. Packed his shit up, went out the front door in a huff, steaming, screaming at us too. Totally humiliated us. I don't understand that. Oh well, it just came back to me like a bad memory. Off topic. I woke up last night. I slept in the living room because I'm trying to keep an eye out for that robber. I know he's gonna come back. I'm gonna beat him to death. But I woke up and Charles Manson was playing his demos, and I read somewhere or I heard somewhere that's not him on guitar, and it isn't. Listen to him play guitar on on that one session. He's playing like "The Shadow of Your Smile" and other songs like that, and he's moving in fourths, so like in a jazzy way with diminished chords. That is not him. You know what I'm saying? That is somebody else playing guitar. That might be, who knows, but listen to everything else he's done with the guitar after that. You're like, that's not even the same motherfucker. He doesn't know how to tune that. He doesn't know how to play that. I don't think he did. I really don't. So I woke up last night. I'm like, that is not him fucking playing. It just isn't. And then you hear the other demos, and you're like, yeah, that sounds more like him. He doesn't know how to use diminished chords and how to move them in fourths like that in some kind of jazz bossa nova way. No, it ain't. Somebody else did that. Yeah, why did I have to go to practice back then anyway? I would record all the shit myself on 4 track and then or 8 track and then give it to them, and then I had to come and perform them with the band. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody was always stingy with their weed or coke or whatever, and nobody wanted to part with nothing. No drinking was. You could drink, but it wasn't encouraged, and you can't smoke, No smoking in the fucking. You'd have to go upstairs and sit there like an asshole. I mean, fuck this. You can't smoke around the equipment. Why not? Gives a shit. No smoking, you know. And then Ted took over on bass, and then the no smoking shit went into full effect. Then you couldn't smoke in the car. It's like if I want to be treated like this, I'll move back in with my mother and her new husband. No smoking, go outside, it's negative 20. You want to use the bathroom, go outside. Go inside. Shit. But I just want to learn from my from my fucking mistakes, you know. I want to have satellite radio in my shit. And then you have no excuse not to use it for a for a porno. It'll be a drug den, a place where adult films are made, a place where music is recorded, a place where music is rehearsed, and a place where drugs are taken, and a place for lounging. You fight with your girlfriend, you go to the practice room. We got the good blankets there. That we got them at garage sales. We cut every corner we could, but it's stocked with everything you could possibly need. But seriously though, my biggest dream, my my biggest dream, my biggest fantasy is to get some kind of. This is my biggest fucking fantasy that a man of any stature will have a hard time doing or procuring is getting some kind of college kid that knows how to make all these various drugs I need. He can make. Imagine if he could make alprazolam. I wonder if that can be easily done. But most of the time, he makes pharmaceutical grade, amphetamine you take orally. That's easy to make. He makes that. He can synthesize ecstasy. He can synthesize mescaline, LSD, all the most easy drugs you. And I'll buy him a pill press. Imagine that. That's my biggest fantasy though. Buy him a pill press with a fucking little emblem on his shit that he presses out. You know, a picture of cat heads on the speed pills. That'd be awesome. And a little pill press and some gritty fucking speed. And just keep him on the payroll. He knows all the houses to order shit from where you can synthesize it without catching any attention. And eventually he's just called the doctor. He's got everything for you. He can make it if you can procure the chemicals. He's got some kind of license where it allows him to do that. That's what I would be doing. I would have candelabras like I used to have my old practice room at home with low lights, candelabras, those little screw-in lights that imitate flames. They sparkle like that. Christmas lights that fade and dissolve beautifully. Just ultimate comfort factor. When I think about the practice room, I think about sticky fucking ropes and loads and threads of jism with a cool looking background and my girl in there. Hell yeah. Get back to that rock and roll shit and just do it correctly. Anybody can do it on any fucking budget. You could take your parents' garage and do that. If you just think a little bit. Take their old Christmas light, you know what I mean? I don't want to go to no bright lit fucking padded room and shit. That's my brain. That's how I feel every day. I mean, you could do it on a ghetto level. If you really give a fuck about your band, you could, in your spare time, in your thinking, your girlfriend will do that shit for you. She found out how to doctor shop. And now your bass, this is what we used to do back then, but we just didn't know that's what we were doing. I mean, how did it come to, I'm sitting here thinking these days, how did it come to the fact that my girlfriend, my best friend, and I, and now another guy in another band I play with, my third band on the every twice a month, we all have the same doctor. Huh, must be a coincidence. No, that was my girlfriend busy on the rotary dial phone while she was high, calling every doctor she could, getting us each two doctors apiece. Hi, this is blah blah blah. I'm calling. I need a doctor, and I have, and she'll socially engineer people. Yes, I can't wait to meet you. And I'm like, what are you doing on that phone? We need more fucking drugs, Dad. Someone's got to do this shit. And that's what she was doing. She'd be getting shit in triplicate, coming home from two different doctors. I'd be in the trailer, she'd come home, and she was still doing it after all the bands broke up. And I'd be like, "What the fuck is this? You got two doctors now, and the third one just called for you. You're gonna get caught." No, nah. I need to get high. This guy's gonna write more scripts. You need more Provigil. You're right. I do need more Provigil. But these days, if you can just get the chemist and clear away all the bullshit, that would be great. But that you could do this shit on any fucking level.